Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I apologize for the lighting. The sun's down and usually I try to record these videos when light's still up, but you know, I have work today and I've just been really busy. So I'm actually going to be recording this quickly, so I probably won't have an intro either or any like extra stuff going on, so I apologize for that. But today is Military Monday, and you know, every Monday I post videos about the military, advice, tips and stuff. So with that being said, I'm going to just start my video off real quick because I have a lot of homework to do and I don't really have time to be wasting. Today's video is going to be on preparing for the board. So when you're in the Army and you're trying to get points, you're trying to look good within your unit, one thing you're going to have to do is go to boards. Boards are pretty much very formal events where you wear your ASUs and you go in front of your chain of command, all the first sergeants, sergeant major, and the colonel sometimes, depending on who they decide to put on the board, and you pretty much answer questions about the Army and they ask about you and they decide if not they want to make you a go or no go for either a promotion or the Soldier of the Month board. And there's a lot of other types of boards you can also do within the career, especially as an NCO. You can do a lot of different boards, and these boards will make you look good. They'll give you ribbons, medals, promotion points. Pretty much boards are what you have to do if you're trying to get far within your military career. So here is some information about boards. Number one, you can get your MOI. Well, you need to get your MOI. So your MOI, you can ask your platoon sergeant, your squad leader to give you. Pretty much it's just telling you exactly what to study for the board, what they're going to be asking you, the different subjects. It can be weapons, it could be your uniform, it could be leadership, ADPs, all types of stuff. Like, there's a lot of stuff they can ask you on the board, and depending on what type of board it is, meaning if it's in a deployment situation or if you're in the field, it all depends on a lot of different things. Sometimes they'll make the board a little easier. You don't even have to go in ASUs, but usually you go in your ASUs. So with that being said, you have to get your MOI. Your MOI you can receive from, like I said, your platoon sergeant or your squad leader, but you also can go to S1 and get your MOI. And you also can go to your orderly room and ask for the MOI. But you should be able to get this from your chain of command, from whoever your supervisor is. They should be able to give it to you. So once you get your MOI, the next thing you need to worry about is your uniform. So with your uniform, you just need to make sure you get them dry cleaned, that you have it set up correctly and everything's of the standard, because you don't want to go into the board and your ribbons are off or your measurements are off and you get kicked just for having a bad uniform. So make sure that your uniform is squared away. Make sure you get it checked by your NCO. Ladies, go find another female NCO who knows about the regs on the uniform so that you can make sure your uniform's right if your male NCO can't do that for you. I usually get my uniform at ASU checked by like 2 to 3 people, including male and females, just to make sure I look squared away. Also, depending on if you don't wear your ASUs, if you're wearing OCPs to the board, make sure your OCPs are clean, you have clean boots, all your stuff is nice and stitched on, because that just looks more professional. The next thing you need to do is study. So studying can be pretty hard. I always tell people when they study, don't overthink it. You know, what I usually do is I do a section a week. So usually there's about 6 to 7 people on your board. So every week until that board, usually I try to study like 2 of the people's sections. So I usually study using cards, index cards, put the answer on one side, put the question on the other, and I just study those. I have people ask me stuff throughout the day. I'll ask people stuff on purpose and see if they know it. And what I like to do at the NCO is when I'm studying for the board, I'll ask board questions at the end of the day before I go. I'll make us recite the NCO Creed or the Soldier's Creed together just to get myself, ready for it. Honestly, another part of the getting ready for the board is doing a mock board, which is pretty much doing a fake board within your unit where you're just making sure you know everything. You're really getting all the answers. You know what I mean? It's like just setting yourself up for when you actually go in front of those people. You know what I mean? So once you've studied and you've gone through your mock board, the main thing I can tell people to do is learn by mirror. So what I do is I'll sit in front of my bathroom mirror or a mirror I have, and I will say my NCO Creed while staring at myself. I will say my Soldier's Creed while staring at myself. I'll answer questions while staring at myself. And the reason why I do this is so that then I'm mentally prepared to be looking at somebody while I'm stating what I'm saying. It makes me more comfortable and it makes me remember stuff. That's just my tip. Another thing that you should do is, and this is kind of a hidden gem, you don't have to do this, but it's very helpful. This isn't even a tip. This is just, I advise you, be friends with someone in an S1, okay? With the boards I've gone to, I've gone about 4 boards now. The boards I've gone to, I was lucky enough to be friends with someone in S1, and usually the person I was friends with was actually sitting into the board, and because they were sitting in the board, they were able to know like what exactly they ask, which is, I wouldn't call it cheating, it's just called acquiring some good information. So if you have a friend, or you know, I'm not telling you to use anybody, but if you're lucky enough to have a friend in S1, take advantage. Go ask them questions. Ask what, you know, you sit in the board because you record the board. What goes on in there? You know what I mean? Like, what do they ask? What's stuff that people mess up on? So then you already have a heads up. You know, it's kind of nice. You know what I mean? I call that a hidden gem because it's not like you have to, but if you have that little exclusive in already, take advantage of it. Another thing I always say is don't stress it. You got to understand, if you're going to the board, a promotion board, a monthly board, or whatever, it's because your chain of command thinks you're ready. If your chain of command thinks you're ready, it's because you're ready. They aren't sitting there wanting to fail you. If it's your time to be promoted, or your chain of command is like saying you need to go, it's because they know that it's your time. And the last thing that most people on the board are trying to do is make you fail. Now, I'm not telling you to go in there overly confident, because you can fail a board. Yes, you can, especially for being overconfident, you can fail one. But if you go in there and you know, you don't freak out, you're not freaking out, trembling and stuttering and stuff, I'm telling you now, those people aren't against you. They're there to see if you're prepared. They're there because they know or were told you were prepared. So the last thing they're trying to do is just fail you. So don't stress it too much. This is normal. Everybody does it. Your chain of command's done it. Your first sergeant, commander, not the commander, but your first sergeant, sergeant major, all of them had to go through the process of boards before. So you have to just understand that's a part of the Army. Another thing I like to tell people is, you got to understand, when you have butterflies and you're nervous and stuff, that's because your body is preparing you to do something. So a lot of times people think, oh, I'm trembling, and oh, my heart's beating fast, and oh, I got butterflies. These are normal things your body do when they're equipping you to be prepared to do something you're ready for. Actually, you tremble when you're energized. You have butterflies when all the blood and stuff in your body is circulating into a certain area of your body to mentally prepare you. It's just like when you do PT, or when you do, not PT, but when you do a PT test and you know you're about to run or do push-ups, your body just starts tingling kind of. These are just normal mechanisms your body does to make you understand that they're ready. They're ready to go. I'm nervous and and I feel this way because I'm ready to go. If you don't have those feelings, you should kind of be worried, because you should always go to the board a little nervous with butterflies or something, because it's an activating sign. It's a sign your body's activating to the idea of stress. It's a sign of your body activating to prepare to do some work, you know what I mean, to get in there and do something. So that's all I'm gonna have for today. I'm sorry about the lighting, I'm sorry about the quality, but yeah, I hope this video can give you guys some advice on the board. And you know, subscribe, like, comment, and hit that notification